Now let's move on to a different topic that's sad for entirely different reasons. The meeting, when we were talking about this in the meeting, it got really, really heated. Josh Gordon, he reportedly failed another drug test. I don't know what the NFL is going to do here. They haven't come out with an official statement. It was done in confidentiality.
Oh my God.
The exasperated sigh from Annikan.
Well, I mean, the first order of business in all of this as it pertains to Josh Gordon is to, first of all, we have to find out if this is true. Josh Gordon posted a tweet on Monday night after this report was released saying that, call me if you really want something worth writing. Mm-hmm. So basically saying that tweet suggests that this could be an invalid statement. This whole report could be bogus. We don't know. For me personally, I'm going to give Josh Gordon the benefit of the doubt until any other information is produced or disseminated to the public.
Like, as of today, the agent said, he's very upset at the leaked results coming out. So it should, if by all intents and purposes, it could very well be true. Drew Rosenhaus is his name.
But for me...
Go ahead. I was just going to say, for all intents and purposes, it does look like this one's going to be true.
I mean, I'm still going to give I'm still going to give Josh Gordon the benefit of the doubt, but let me preface my comments and articulate strongly and emphatically the word if. If Josh Gordon is indeed guilty of testing positive for marijuana, if he could not stay off the weed,
Stop making fun of Stephen A.
Not Brandon Whedon, not the weed, the physical substance, the weed.
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta make fun of the poor man?
Nah, he has to. This guy brings it on himself every day. If he couldn't stay off the weed, if in this process of being suspended, knowing he was seeking reinstatement into the NFL, knowing that he was suspended for at least 1 year. That's what people don't understand about this suspension. It was at least 1 year that he was suspended, which means if the NFL decided to do it, they could extend it further if they wanted to. Knowing that if you still chose to go and partake in smoking of weed again, the only thing that could excuse this alarming and troubling level of stupidity is if you have a legitimate addiction. That's the only thing that can excuse this. And in that case, you need to seek help. Otherwise, I'm not sympathizing, I'm not empathizing with him. That's the only thing that can excuse this kind of behavior. If like I said, I articulated emphatically, if that's the case, that's the only thing that can excuse this. I mean, until I find out in the coming days, weeks, if we hear anything that now proves that this is true, that's the only thing that can excuse this for me, because the one thing I hate in sports and in life is people who willingly shoot themselves in the foot. You cannot be a person who is extremely talented. People who willingly and consciously make decisions to denigrate and tarnish their own quality of life that they work so hard to elevate and just catapult themselves to. It just makes no sense to me. Like, you can't.
And here's the deal. He clearly has a problem.
Yeah.
He clearly has an addiction to marijuana, and the substance here. Yeah. I'll let you go on. I just want to say that he does have a problem.
Yeah.
And so he needs to seek help. He can't just keep going into these drug tests thinking that he's gonna
get reinstated
and and have a positive, and not only positive, but apparently diluted, drug test here. So, I'll let you have the floor again.
Yeah. So, we all know what happened. Obviously, this guy, he came into the NFL in 2012 with RG3 from Baylor. We all know this guy, so much promise, so much potential. In 2013, he had 1646 receiving
do the
yards.
stats matter? We know he had flashes of Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he had 87 receptions.
We know.
And 18.9 yards per game and 9 touchdowns in just 14 games. I just wanted to use that to just further illustrate and show how crucial this is. That season was essentially a launching pad for what was potentially a Hall of Fame career. Mm-hmm. And you are routinely destroying what could have been something very special. And the thing is that some people who are not intelligent and who do not know a lot of this, they try and compare what about Johnny Manziel? He's also on Cleveland. He's also there. He's also having issues with drinking and many different things as it pertains to his off the field problems. But there's the fundamental difference between Josh Gordon and Johnny Manziel is this. Johnny Manziel comes from affluence. He comes from oil money. He comes from a family that's worth over $50 million. And what people don't understand is that if Johnny Manziel is out of the NFL, he's going to be okay. He's going to have someone to provide for him. He's going to have clothes on his back, whether it's through him or through somebody providing it for him. But Josh Gordon, he doesn't come from that. He doesn't have that same position. He's not in that same level. Like, he's coming where he literally had to pull himself up by the bootstraps. He had to pound the pavement. He had to do what it took to. He had to do really what it took to elevate himself to this Hall of Fame stature and do it. You're in this high position for the whole world to see, in which you have gotten yourself to this level, and you want people to say that you lost it because of weed, like because of drugs. Yeah. That can't be your narrative if you really want to be successful.
No, I understand. And the problem with all this is that if it was a substance like LSD or a substance like, Coke, any one of these big time substances, I would get a little more, on the bandwagon. However, this is weed. This is marijuana. And we know that the NFL has never really been the greatest test of morality.
No.
And we know, as we've been here, one of the staples of the Liberal Party was that they were going to legalize marijuana. Wow. So this opens up the conversation. Yeah. If a first world country that is up north from where the NFL's home base is doing it, is weed actually bad for you? I'm willing to have this conversation. Now, I should premise this by saying I am straight edge. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. That's why I want to preface by saying I'm not an apologist for anything. What I'm saying is we need to willingly have this discussion if marijuana is bad for you, because clearly Josh Gordon has been doing this over and over again. Right?
Oh yeah, dating back to Baylor. Like he's had numerous issues and stints of this.
And he's not the only athlete to be doing these marijuana itself. He's not the only athlete to do this. We saw DeAndre Jordan and Big Baby Davis go to Amsterdam just to smoke weed, and nothing happened to them. DeAndre Jordan is a staple of the Los Angeles Clippers in both their offense and their defense. Do you understand my point? Do you understand why I'm kind of...
No, I understand, but the thing is...
the mind-boggling part.
This isn't about, the issue here is not if smoking weed or marijuana is bad. The thing is that in any jurisdiction, any governing body,
there's rules.
Yeah, there are rules. Me and you...
But hold on. Are those rules right? That's my thing.
No, but the thing is, but at the end of the day, Josh Gordon wants to make money. The point is, when he went to the NFL, it wasn't about, I'm gonna follow certain rules. The ones I want to follow, I'll follow. The ones I don't want to follow, I'm not going to follow. No, you wanted to get paid. You wanted to elevate your quality of life. So you just follow those rules as they come. We're students. We go to York. We write an exam. The prof says, put all books away. And me knowing what the prof said, am I going to take out my book and say, oh no, I feel this is wrong? Am I even going to be able to put my pencil to that paper? I'm going to be gone. If that's my mindset. And the thing is that all NFL players have to capitulate and acquiesce to the stipulations that are implemented by the league. That's part of rules and regulations. You follow rules that are implemented by higher authorities because you want to stay where you're at. And in turn, in the future, elevate yourself past that level.
No, I understand.
You have to follow rules in any situation, organization, workplace. We're all given rules that we don't necessarily like, but it's not about whether or not we like them. We just follow them because it's what we're supposed to do.
No, I understand. And you know what? I should premise this by saying I'm 90% sure this is because Josh Gordon has an addiction, not because he's doing this exactly.
Like I said, that's the only thing I'll have sympathy for.
Yeah, so you know what? In that case, he should get help because it is a substance, right? And alcohol is also legal, but people do have problems with alcohol as well. And so they should probably go to rehab as well. My point is this. In society, we know that rules have not always been right. Yeah. Right? Rosa Parks wasn't allowed to sit at the front of the bus. Remember, that was a thing. Right? Black players weren't allowed to integrate.
Are not, in those cases where it's...
Okay, but when do we know these cases if we're... Hey, I let you have your moment. Michael speaking. Right? I know this is... But when do we know these rules are right and when do we know these rules are wrong, right? In those societies, people legitimately thought that was a thing that was supposed to happen. Dude, let me speak, right? And so I'm willing to actually have this conversation when it comes to marijuana itself. Is marijuana actually bad for you?
Mike,
right?
Mike.
And I know I'm deviating away from what actually got him in trouble. It's his addiction. It's not him trying to. It's not trying to have him deviate away from the rules. But this opens up the discussion. Is marijuana bad for you? And why is the NFL holding on so hard when multiple players are doing it as well?
No, we understand that multiple players are doing, but the thing is that there are issues that are moral and but it's
no. But listen, why is it such a moral? Why is it such a moral thing?
I mean, you're doing drugs are bad. They're on the periphery of society for a reason.
Okay, but you do realize drugs
destroy
also
families. Drugs destroy people.
I know.
Drugs destroy institutions.
I'm aware, but you do realize that
Rosa Parks sitting on the bus is a human rights issue. This is not a human rights issue. It is not your human right. I mean,
so John Sally
who can't control themselves and can't stop puffing. You can't have control.
Okay, but John Sally is a big proponent of weed being able to heal you, and he's an example of what weed can do for you at 50 plus years old.
And the thing is, I'm not talking even about, one thing is that people are missing the boat with this issue is that I'm not talking about people who are taking it for medicinal purposes, as you just highlighted.
But John Sally just does it all the time. I'm not saying he does it for
I'm saying for people who are just regular people who have nothing to lose. I'm just saying I want players, especially players, because we all know the NFL is the last of the major four sports leagues that should be questioning players about their ethical and moral codes of conduct, because they are the league that has shown numerous times that they have a lot of ethical woes about them. They have a lot of there are many ethical concerns as it pertains to the NFL, and they need to be addressed. The NFL is the last league that should be trying to crack down on people because of injustices or wrongs that they do. They are the last league. But I'm saying in a league where you want to make money, you want to make millions, especially in a league where you know your contract is not guaranteed. You have a base salary. You have contract bonuses. You want to make that money. Josh Gordon is supposed to make just over $1.5 million next year. And I want somebody out there to show me what weed or what drug, regardless of how you think it's wrong or not wrong to smoke it, what weed is worth forfeiting over $2 million? What weed is worth that? What weed is worth, regardless of how you feel it is wrong or how you feel, is it really wrong? Is it bad? I mean, I should be able to do it if I want.
I'm just saying,
weed is worth millions of dollars, or what drug of any kind, what codeine, whatever, syrup, what is of that? Because these are all the things he's taken in the past. What of that is worth forfeiting over $2 million, please?
No, I understand the point, and I understand that I understand your sentiment, and I agree with it 100,000%. But if NFL just said, you know what, we're gonna go back to the 1940s, and alcohol now is banned from the NFL.
So basically prohibition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna go back to prohibition days, and alcohol is banned as of April 20th, 2016. How many people would fight the NFL on this topic when alcohol has been known to destroy a lot of people? A lot of people. I'm just saying we need to actually legitimately have these conversations. And people would fight tooth and nail to keep alcohol in the staple of life.
And that would really be a conflict of interest for the NFL, considering Budweiser is one of their biggest sponsors.
Exactly.
I don't think that would never happen.
I'm saying it's never happened, but let's say that the NFL were to one day just go, you know what? From now on, alcohol, gone. We're not going to sponsor Budweiser, all that. People would fight tooth and nail to keep alcohol as off the banned substance list.
Yeah.
Right? And so if weed, there's been studies out, I'm not saying that those studies are wrong, right, or the be all end all, but there's been studies that weed actually does less damage to your body, and in certain cases can actually heal your body way better than alcohol could ever do.
No, we understand that.
Right. So what makes that substance so bad? Well, I'm not saying Josh Gordon is like this face of this revolution. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that what makes this substance so much worse than every over-the-pill thing that they have. Some of the pills that they have here, they cause kidney failure, they cause heart failure,
Mike,
in large doses. I'm not saying Josh Gordon. Well, I'm not saying. I agree with you on the Josh Gordon, forfeiting and shooting himself in the foot, and all of that is correct. I'm just saying I'm willing to have this discussion of if marijuana should be taken off the banned substance list.
No, it shouldn't be, because the NFL is setting a precedent. We are an organization where we want our players to be of sound mind, body, and judgment.
Why does marijuana have to be representative against that?
Mike, what I'm trying to say is all of this is just technicalities and semantics when you're getting into these nitty-gritty details of what should be on this, why is it that marijuana should be the poster child for this. The point is Josh Gordon wants to elevate his quality of life. He's in the NFL to be able to be affluent and to be able to provide for future generations and to keep the family, whatever his family history was before, he's trying to reverse it now. He wants to improve it and sustain it over the long term. That's what he wants. And regardless of how, I understand where you're coming from. I don't know why. Obviously there's studies that have shown that alcohol has far worse damaging effects than marijuana, than weed.
At its purest form, I should say that, because it gets laced.
Exactly, because once it goes into the bottle, it's different than when it is when it's first constructed. Mm-hmm. We all know this. Mm-hmm. Nothing goes into a bottle or package or is distributed in any kind of retail place is natural. Mm-hmm. It all has undergone some type of it's all been manipulated to some extent. We understand that, but the thing about Josh Gordon is what he's doing is he's decimating his own life, because you're trying to elevate yourself beyond where you've transcended from. You're trying to keep yourself, because this is about you. You're not Johnny Manziel, or you're not somebody else. Obviously lots of people are taking weed, they're taking banned substances, but with Josh Gordon, it has been a repeated and sustained pattern and needs to be put to it. I don't know, what it's gonna cause. I don't know. But all I'm saying, like I said at the beginning of my whole statement, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but if this is true, the only sympathy or empathy I'm going to have for him is if this is a serious addiction and he needs to go to a clinic.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
No, and other people have suggested, which I'm sure you would agree, that a lot of experts and pundits were trying to say that basically the NFL should institute a policy where players have to give money back. They have to give money back if they violate.
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, especially in this league.
Yeah.
This league that has so many ethical concerns, that they should basically pay the money back if they violate substance abuse policies repeatedly. Regardless of whether that happens or not, no. These people the NFL does not deserve to get any money back from anybody.
No, I agree on that 100%. I understand all that, but I'm not trying to sound like if everyone's jumping off a bridge, go jump off of it. That's what I don't want to sound like. But at the same time, I'm willing to actually have this discussion. For this substance, is it bad? And from all intents and purposes, Nate Diaz has taken weed on a consistent basis.
Well, and he's in a different sport,
and he beat Conor McGregor. Remember, that was a thing. And not only that, and he's been suspended multiple times. In fact, there was one time where he nearly got suspended for almost like the rest of his shelf life of his career, and everyone said this is ridiculous. There are legitimate discussions if weed is bad, and from all intents and purposes, I'm not seeing it. If something were to come out tomorrow that just said,
but weed may not have as many. Weed, no, it's already been shown that weed may not have it may not yield the physical repercussions of other drugs like alcohol, cigarettes, but the cognitive, the mental, it sustains very severe damage. Your brain and your cranium, that whole region of your body sustains severe, much more severe. But with weed, it's more severe. Of course, the physical aspect you understand. It doesn't debilitate you as much physically, but mentally, cognitively, it is your brain disappears.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this into the Fan Eye Science show.
It's not the Fan Eye Science. We're not Bill Nye here. We're not doing that.
I'm just saying,
trying to.
We need to have this discussion. We need to have this discussion without people shutting people out. We need to have.
We are, and we're doing that.
I know. I'm saying as a society, we need to have this discussion because Canada
the
has
NFL,
legitimately been thinking about this.
To me, I don't even think really a year suspension warrants. Because honestly, I'm more on the Josh Gordon side for the past. I don't feel that really there should even be a year suspension for for drugs. I don't, because
unless it's like performance enhancing.
Exactly. Because at the most maybe 4 or 5 games. Not a whole year. Because
but I really feel that if you do it, you're doing it as a 1 year and rehab and mandatory rehab or something like that.
Yeah, not this 1 year at least scenario where if the NFL elects, they can increase it. That should not be in the scenario.
Yeah, I really feel that it should be. I should be.
No, this is ridiculous. But on Josh Gordon's end, you just have to stop.
Yeah, conform to the society.
Conform, like I said, conform. You are in a jurisdiction. You are under a governing body that has put rules in place.
Yeah. Remember a couple weeks ago we said rules. Remember a couple weeks ago we said get off the weed.
Exactly.
Right? So
not because they agree with it, but because they want to stay where they are and potentially go higher. That's why you follow rules, not because you agree with it or because we're African kids. You know how our parents are. Our parents are basically the NFL. They want to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah.
And we conform. Exactly.
We conform. I'm just saying, in this situation, should he conform? I'm not saying, you know what the thing is? A lot of people are going to come and write to me because it's happened in the past where people write to me and they misunderstand completely what I'm saying. Do I agree with you that he should get off the weed to conform to this society? Yes. I'm saying this substance here, am I saying he's the poster child for it? Absolutely not.
No,
I'm saying
not.
This substance here needs to have a legitimate conversation because other athletes are taking this substance and they're leading healthy lives. So there's an issue here, right, of morality, and there's an issue here of holding the old society here. And in the past, when these struggles have happened, it turns out that trying to maintain status quo typically is wrong, right? We've seen this with race, we've seen this with gender, we've seen this with prohibition, we've seen this with a lot of things in history. So, and you knowing me, you know how I am with history. I'm a very big history guy.
No, me too. I'm a very big history.
That's what I'm saying. In history, when these things happen, typically these discussions need to happen, and when these discussions don't happen, you have
This
issues.
is not a civil rights movement issue.
No, I know, but you have
this
issues.
is not.
Is it?
No,
I'm saying
not to the degree of anything we saw.
Because people have gone to jail for a long. Okay, not to that degree, but I'm just saying people have gone to jail for a long time for doing this substance, which might very well be able to heal you at a quicker rate than most of the pills on the counter. I'm not saying it does, because I'm not. Again, this isn't the Fan Eye Science show. This is the Fan Eye Experience Sports show, right? So I'm just this one's a real heated issue, because for me it's just the substance itself is the issue, not Josh Gordon.
No, Josh Gordon is the issue too, in a sense, because you have.
No, he's an issue in the sense that we know what it is about.
You're shooting yourself in the foot. You are impeding your own progress.
Yeah, he's hurting his own career.
Exactly.
Right.
That season was essentially a launch pad to catapult you to where you could potentially be a future Hall of Famer, and you could just. Massive amounts of endorsements, large opportunities for yourself and your family, and you're stagnating that every day, every year that you put yourself in this position.
Yeah.
Just follow the rules, follow the stipulations, capitulate and acquiesce, and just do what you have to do. Just follow rules. It's simple. All that other stuff aside.